The Tipping Point: How Little Things Can Make a Big Difference. The author is Malcolm Gladwell, an English-born Canadian journalist, author, and speaker, staff writer for The New Yorker. The processes and mechanisms by which some trends achieve exponential popularity, while others sputter and fade into oblivion, have long been thought to be mysterious and resistant to analysis. There are actually a number of patterns and factors that are at play in virtually every influential trend, ranging from the spread of communicable diseases to the unprecedented popularity of a particular children's television show. If we analyze the evolution of any major phenomenon, we will find that the processes involved are strikingly similar. And there is a crucial juncture, tipping point, that signals a key moment of crystallization that unifies isolated events into a significant trend. Based on the in-depth research spanning a number of different fields, industries, and scholarly disciplines, 3 key factors are identified, and each plays a role in determining whether a particular trend will tip into wide-scale popularity. The law of the few, the stickiness factor, the power of context. The law of the few contends that the success of social epidemic is heavily dependent on the people with a particular and rare set of social gifts. They are connectors, mavens, and salesmen. Connectors are individuals who have ties in many different realms and act as conduits between them. Mavens are people who have a strong compulsion to help others to make informed decisions. Salesmen are people whose unusual charisma allows them to be extremely persuasive in inducing others' buying decisions and behaviors. If individuals representing all 3 of these groups endorse and advocate a new idea, it is much more likely that it will tip into exponential success. In 1775, British troops marched out of Boston on a mission to confiscate the American arsenal at Concord. Both Paul Revere and William Dawes rode out that night to alert Concord about the impending British attack. Revere was possibly the best connected man in Boston, and he was far more effective in delivering his message than Dawes, and was able to alert and arm much of the Boston countryside. The stickiness factor is defined as the quality that compels people to pay close, sustained attention to a product or idea. There are specific ways of making a contagious message memorable. Even relatively simple changes in the presentation and structuring of information can make a big difference in how much of an impact it makes. An interesting element of stickiness is the fact that it is often counterintuitive or contradictory to the prevailing conventional wisdom of the era. Television entertains and dazzles, but it has been long believed that it is not a particularly educational medium. However, by borrowing techniques from TV commercials, the Sesame Street represented a vast improvement in the stickiness of children's television and actually helped toddlers and preschoolers develop literacy. The power of context. The spread of an epidemic will depend on whether the context is right. If ideas or products fit the context, even minute changes can play a major factor for them to attain the tipping point. In the 1990s in New York City, a wave of crime in the New York subway was halted by simply removing the graffiti from trains and clamping down on fare dodging. This power of context also provides companies with a powerful new marketing strategy. Target contexts before target consumers. Consumers are contextual chameleons and will adopt your product if it fits the context, situation, or occasion in which they find themselves. The context is enormously important in determining whether a particular phenomenon will tip into widespread popularity. So there you have it, the 3-factor tipping point plan for creating a hit: the law of the few, the stickiness factor, and the power of context. Adopted as the 21st century cult book of marketing, The Tipping Point is providing an exciting new approach to the successful launch of innovations. For more presentations, please visit www.innodiary.org.